Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 8 of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM Show Series Season 3. We're not just into the second week, we're finishing the second week with this episode, which is the 8th of the season and the second one of today. Today is Friday, the 17th of January, and I have another wonderful show underway over here, which is Entrepreneurial General Management Rethinking Hotel Leadership. We've selected some amazing topics and some brilliant moderators and speakers. And these youngsters, well, as compared to Foggy me, they're all youngsters. They lead some amazing businesses, brilliant assets, and they're leading this industry well into its true future. And this industry sits so secure, so warm, and so successful in their able hands. And also let me thank Diversey. Diversey has put their money where their mouth is. They're bucking up this industry. They're helping us to reach the show across to you. They're financing this show. So thank you, Diversey. It means a lot. You're a great brand ambassador, not just for your business, but for the industry. So thank you so much. Without much ado, let me bring in our moderator, our anchor, our industry senior. I wouldn't say elder. Well, he's young. Arun Kumar, who's the market vice president for North India, Bhutan, Nepal, for Marriott International. Welcome to the show, Arun. He was having a glitch with his camera. I'm sure, oh, there Arun is. Hello, Arun. Hi, Arun. Welcome to the show.
Bhuvanesh, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for being there. All right. Next in is the newest young man to the city of India, the capital of India, Praydhumna Singh. He's the general manager, Taj Palace, New Delhi. Welcome, Pradyumna. Or Pradi, as we call him.
Good evening.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you. Welcome on to the show. Next in is Rohit Arora, who's the Vice President, North and Goa Operations and Head of Leisure Sales for the Park Hotels. Welcome to the show, Rohit.
Good evening, Mr. Khanna, and thank you for this opportunity. Good evening, friends.
Pleasure, Rohit. Our second lad from Udaipur, Abhimanyu Singh Lodha, who's the General Manager of the Lodhi, New Delhi. Welcome to the show, Abhi.
Thank you so much. Good evening, gentlemen. I'm delighted to be back on the show.
Thank you. Next in is the next new one into Delhi, Amit Kumar, who's the Area Manager, Welcomhotels North, and the General Manager for the Sheraton New Delhi Hotel in Saket. Welcome, Amit.
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. Good evening, everybody. It's glad to be here.
Pleasure is ours. Last but not the least, again, new to Delhi, Rajat Tuli, who's the General Manager of the DoubleTree by Hilton, Gurgaon, New Delhi, NCR. Welcome to the show, Rajat.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Really happy and honored to be part of the show and wishing all the panelists and all the viewers very happy new year and a great successful 2025.
All right. Thank you so much. Now, before I really bring Arun into the show and get him to lead it in, a bit about the BW Hotelier GM show, which is well into its season 3, like I did say. The very purpose of doing the show virtually is to bring in the best talent together without getting them to move out of their office and ensuring reach and message to all aspiring hoteliers, to youngsters in the industry already who are aspiring to be general managers. We would be failing in our duty if we are not able to touch all those points of contact which mattered for the future of this industry. This industry needs to do a damn good job of selling itself. And there, like I always said, this career, the hospitality career, a job in the hospitality industry is second to none. These young men who are on screen today run large vessels, large ships, large businesses. Each asset is worth a few hundred to a few thousand crores. They churn out great business. They give employment, both direct and indirect, to hundreds and thousands of people. So this is a great career where you rub shoulders with celebrities, with heads of state, be there and take their position in the years. And if you want them to mentor, you reach out to them and we'll make it possible. Now, without much ado, I've done all my speaking, more than my quota of speaking. Arun is another great leader. Arun was in Indonesia last with Marriott International. He was heading the entire business for Marriott International. He was the managing director. Now he's heading a huge portfolio for Marriott in India. He shall tell you how many hotels he's heading. Welcome to the show, Arun.
Bhuvanesh, thank you very much.
All
I'm
right.
really glad to be back on this show. And I really look forward to this because you kind of put together the entire audience and handpick them and bring a topic which we can actually debate and chat a little bit.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Arun, before you get asking questions to our colleagues on the show, let me begin with my first one with you, if I may, with your permission.
Sure.
Tell me, Arun, hospitality, the industry, it's an industry of infinite opportunities. How should we showcase the diverse career paths that exist in hospitality, be it operation, culinary arts, marketing, revenue management, and more? And also, how do we highlight inspiring stories of successful hospitality professionals? You are in the best position to sum it up as you lord over a large territory.
Bhuvanesh, look, the industry, as I mentioned rightly, has indefinite opportunities. Now, as the industry is evolved, right? And when we look at it 20, 30 years back, if you want to be in hotels, then you'd look at 3, 4 different streams as your mainstream. Most of it would come from the hotel management schools. And then they would start their careers in different streams. And mostly the F&B guys would become GM. That's a traditional way of looking at food, the hotel as a business, right? So as I see across the country for us, and with my experience in other parts of the world, and what has happened after the pandemic, right? As we all know, it lost a little sheen, and we are now building it back as an industry. When I say as an industry, we have come together in many different forums. I'm part of the task force where we want to revive the IHMs of the National Council, and we have recommended changes into the curriculum. And also we have recommended what we don't do traditionally is to market those places in all channels that we can and showcase, okay, this is a great career, right? To attract more people to come into the hotel industry. Now, what has also happened as we have grown, almost everybody on this call works for a big hotel company which has a big footprint. Now, when you look at it, each of these disciplines have also evolved. Now we have a massive IT organization in which we go to engineering colleges to pick up the students and get them into the industry. We have also now gone into law schools to get people because our legal teams are growing. I'm sure for many companies that's another, nobody ever thought from a law school they go work for a hotel company, right? We also have chartered accountants coming in directly from school. We're getting them. Now, when we look at it, marketing itself is so vast now, and we're attracting talent from different companies. For us, I mean, we have hired a majority of our marketing folks from other industries, so have nothing to do with hotels, who come with a new perspective. So we are trying to kind of do that infinite opportunity bit where everybody has an opportunity to work in this industry, not the traditional hotel school graduate, right? Which is also very important, but
Yes,
this is also very diversified now in the way that we look at it as an industry. And we really very recently interviewed some folk from some consulting companies who are now on their way out of those companies. We're now looking at them as talent who can come into the hotel industry. Maybe not at the number one position in hotels, but also getting them in roles where we can groom them, right? So it is increasing. I think it is no more hotel school driven kind of a industry, and it's giving more opportunities. Now, where we have a lot of work to do is in highlighting careers that have been built in hotels who inspire the rest of them to come into the industry. So if you see, right, we, as a part of our discussion, have asked the IHM Bangalore to showcase all their alumni across their social media channels. And they've done it successfully. I think last 3 or 4 ones I watched it, and they're even on LinkedIn to promote. These are the people who worked in this industry and have reached places which are very, very important in the industry, right? So I think it's a mixture of all of these things, but the most important thing, I think what you mentioned is it is an industry of infinite opportunities, right? And the more we share success stories, the more it will be beneficial.
And our best is yet to come.
The best is absolutely yet to come.
You
And
know,
we're
look at
just-
our pipelines, look at the number of brands that each one of you, number of hotels that each brand is opening. Look at Taj, look at Marriott, look at all of you. All right. So without much ado, Arun, let me hand over the reins of the show for you to take ahead.
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. And we have accomplished general managers and other senior leaders here on the call. And like you mentioned, some of them have a Udaipur connection, which is also very interesting, right? When I look at it, let's start with Praydhumna. We have not met, but I'm very familiar with your hotel for many, many, many years. It's an icon in Delhi, and anybody who grew up in hotels in India knows this hotel and somehow wants to be connected with this hotel. It was a very aspirational hotel when I was growing up as well. Okay.
Still
So
is.
it's great to have you there. And I think as a general manager of that hotel is a key figure in the Delhi hospitality sector. So welcome to the show. And I thought, let me start with you to ask my first question. Okay. This hotel is a very iconic hotel. It has a lot of legacy. The Taj Palace is known across the world, and it influences the approach to a leadership which is entrepreneurial. And how does this hotel influence your approach to be an entrepreneur, though you're a great leader and a general manager?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Probably Taj Palace is the first hotel where I entered. I was studying in IHM Pusa in my college days. And in 2004, we were sent for a ODC, 200 rupees per day. And they get us in a bus and they got us in a Taj Palace.
Sure.
So in the same Taj Palace, I've done the pass around of Paneer Tikka and followed by, in the banquet services and all. As a part of a curriculum, when you study in IHM, and there's always a part of that. And when I was crossing the corridor of the convention, where the kitchen is the left hand side and all the convention on the right hand side, I was like, what is this? They said it is only the convention part. And I was like,
Yeah.
Such massive hotel. And it was such an overwhelming experience for me when I was in college and I came here and I've done that work. And cut to, you're given an opportunity to lead that hotel. I still wanted to see that. I have seen that banquet manager office where I've gone for a permission that can we go back to our college, after finishing this. So what I mean to say is this is Taj Palace for me,
Sure.
a first hotel where I've done outdoor catering at the first hotel where I entered. Such iconic. I used to cross Taj Palace in buses, and I used to see that. What a massive. And when I joined this hotel, we have a lovely meeting room where we do our morning meetings. So as we go, the first picture and is followed by the second picture of general manager and followed by the third picture of general manager. And as I was walking towards that morning meeting where I have to take the first morning meeting of the team, and I looking at those pictures on the left-hand side on the wall, and I was like, till the time I could reach the door, I was like, this is all, I have to see this in this hotel. This hotel has given such legendary leaders, to the industry and to our own IHCL. So what is said is truly it is an iconic hotel. It is an inspirational hotel. I take this as this is enabler also for a lot of people like me, who has this dream to run this large hotels and get the opportunity. It's enabler because you have a legacy, you have a solid foundation. At the same time, this is inspirational also that are you able to contribute to the legacies? This was my first thought that, whatever I would be doing in this hotel, am I able to take this forward, or probably I will just, and the times are very different now. 40 years back when this hotel opened the door, the times are really, really different. And today is extremely, different time. And when we joined, we have to surpass G20 have just finished, and that's a year, and everybody was thinking that how can we surpass G20 revenues, which is Taj Palace was the more or less core center of this.
Sure.
So then I realized
that's where your entrepreneurial, that's where our entrepreneurial leadership comes in, right? That's why I think the company put you there to bring that aspect to take it forward. So how does this hotel influence that part of you?
So I realized that whatever we've been doing, the regular uniformity approach and whatever the growth will come as it is because of the solid foundation and a legacy and the stretch what we have and the brand positioning of IHCL.
Sure.
What are we doing differently, to take this forward? And then I realized that there's certain things, there's certain places in the hotel wherein there's a word called sweating of the asset. I realized that there are a lot of places in the hotel which is not utilized properly, or they are underutilized. The convention area of Taj Palace is 45,000 square feet. We are reaching, and we've yet to announce, but maybe if I can say, and I can be pardoned if I'm not the same, it would be approximately 1 lakh square feet what we'll be achieving by March end. Now a hotel which is 40,000 to 50,000 square feet of convention, can it reach to 1 lakh square feet with the same plot size? And we are able to do that. And we would be very open by March, and we would be able to announce this. The moment you have an extra space and all, this could be the one. Secondly, see in the background, the picture what I have, our hotel is next to the forest land. It is 20,000 acre land. It's on the books. It's not me. And we are neighboring this forest what we have. And my first question was, when I worked in Goa, some of the hotels are sea facing and some of the hotels are not sea facing. When I worked in certain places, some of the hotels have a wonderful view of a lake, and some of the rooms are not having wonderful view of lake. Now in Delhi, pollution, there's that, but we are next to the forest land. Can we leverage to the view and where we are? And it really helped, by positioning our hotel. Weekend was a big challenge, and we changed completely the strategy towards the weekend, and we have seen a huge growth. So what exactly was going right? We have not messed around with this. We have, in fact, enabled teams and all to go much more than that. But additional, the new dimension, what we have opened for the hotel, the category of rooms, sweating the assets, leverage on the strength, riding on the brand, what we have. Today, with us and Mahal and, Connaught and Ambassador, and very soon which is coming, we actually pitch for these large international conferences as a one consortium. In fact, with Marriott also, we have a great relationship with them also. A lot of these large events what we host. So what I mean to say, till the time if you have the same approach, it might work in 70s, 80s, and 90s and all, but maybe something else is. And today we are very confident that whatever this year we would be smashing out of the stadium. we would be doing much more than that, what we achieved last year. And I myself was the nervous
Excellent,
guy
excellent.
when I took over in April, that what would be the result. But now we're super confident about it. In fact, we projected the similar kind of growth for next year as well. And it was always done, it's all done because of the wonderful team we have here, and with the great experience and the young team. The chemistry of all of that really helped me.
Sure. Look, hold that thought. We'll come back to you with a little different way of looking at it. But I think your hotel has really helped keep Delhi in the world landscape. So congratulations for everything that you've done. And we'll come back and chat a little more. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's go to Rohit. Rohit, you've been in the industry for a long time. You have kind of worked through the ranks, and now you manage a large portfolio of hotels with sales and marketing responsibilities, and you oversee a lot of other hotels. As someone who's overseeing leisure sales and multiple hotel operations, right? How do you balance your commercial goal with leadership, which is innovative? And what innovation do you think that'll bring on?
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. Thank you, Mr. Khanna. It's actually a great question. So, we need to create a balance between two. So, balancing commercial goals with innovative leadership is about finding harmony between delivering immediate business result and building a sustainable future also. So, all this while, let me just tell you one thing. I am not a hotel management graduate.
Sure.
Yeah. So, yes, I worked hard to reach where I am today. And the expertise in international sales have given me a lot of strength to run a hotels in the portfolio which we have.
Mm-hmm.
So diverse from city hotels to Goa hotels, and as Mr. Khanna knows it, on this like day for yesterday we have opened a Palace Hotel in Patiala also. So it's
Congratulations.
thank you. So it's a run bus. And this kind of a hotel we do not have in our portfolio, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So like a minimum size of a suite is like 1,200 square feet and stuff like that. So it's a new addition which has come to us. And how do I manage that? Is this that I set clear goals and which are amicably acceptable to both of us, and I went and give full freedom to run the properties. Well, we do make mistakes. We have all made mistakes in past. We learn from our mistakes. We move on, and 100% authority to take a decision while sitting in a location. So
Sure,
that
sure.
really helps me because my thing is this, that if you are coming to me with a problem, you are to have the answer also for that problem. So that really helps to create that kind of a trust in the team. Um, and obviously that then once you have a common goal, a very clear goal, you are able to run
Sure.
it.
It's very interesting the way you said that you gave them the freedom to do what they want and come up with ideas to gain more business. But also, once you give them a goal, you kind of leave them alone and say, that's the goal, right? So that
Correct.
probably inspires more innovation from them and the leaders on the ground, right?
Right.
That's pretty good. I think you're giving them freedom also sometimes tells people, wow, I need to live up to that trust. So thank you.
Thank you.
Rohit.
Thank you.
We'll come back to you and chat a little more about the innovation and how you kind of help this. Let's
Sure.
move on to Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu, you run a very, very nice hotel. I've seen this pre-renovation before and post-renovation, and I thought it is a really nice hotel.
Thank you.
And I can see that you're very enthusiastic and you're talking so passionately about Udaipur. I could hear it. I couldn't say anything. But the Lodhi represents a luxury which is understated.
Yes.
And how do you align your entrepreneurial decision making with such a niche market that you have? It's not like a mass market. You have a very niche market. So how do you align your entrepreneurial decision making with such a hotel?
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. You're right. It's a absolutely stunning hotel that I run in the heart of Lutyens, Delhi. But you talk about entrepreneurial decision making. I think it comes quite naturally to me. For the number of years that I've spent in the industry, and this is the 4th hotel that I'm running as a general manager, and I've run every one of these 4 hotels as my own. So every decision that I've taken is, of course, with the highest level of care, attention, and passion. And I'm lucky to be working with organizations and ownerships which have allowed me to run the hotels like my own hotels. Now, if you talk about entrepreneurs, what are the top attributes of an entrepreneur? Would be the risk-taking ability, the ability to do a lot of the tasks yourself, not be afraid of failures, and of course, lead by example. And when you're leading by example, you're obviously inspiring many people along the way. But apart from this, there is also a vision, right? I mean, you need to know what you're doing, why you're doing, how do you want to achieve it. And I just believe that if your team is aligned with the vision, if you can spend time in aligning your team with the vision and what you want to achieve, you don't need to spend time, effort, and energy in educating your guests. What you're telling the team will get translated into performance, which will be felt by the guests. And in such a niche and luxury segment, less is more. We do not want to intrude and educate our guests. We want them to feel the luxury that we're offering. And at Lodhi, we completely understand. We are not trying to do everything for everyone. I mean, we focus on something which is truly special for those who appreciate elegance and who understand understated luxury. Right? I mean, I've been a risk taker all my life. My father was in the army. My brother is in the army. It reminds me of what certain Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw said at one point in time. He said that leadership is about decision making. The biggest attribute of a leader is to take decisions, because decisions does not only mean taking a decision, but it is also being responsible for the outcome of the decision. And as leaders, we'll realize there are multiple times when you take decisions and the results are not in line with what you expected, right? And I think it's absolutely fine to fail. Failures should not, they do not deter me. And I think, beyond every failure, there is a learning. And we continuously, we evaluate, we improve, we evolve. More than anything else, I mean, every decision that I take is, it is on the bedrock of a guest-first philosophy. I mean, it's not a guiding principle. It's actually the heartbeat of my leadership. So I think these are the things which kind of help me in my decision-making running this niche product.
Abhimanyu, thank you very much. And I'm sure you run a tight ship, and it represents a great iconic hotel in New Delhi. We are very proud of this hotel.
Thank you.
Let's go to Amit. Amit, you run one of our brands, which is the Sheraton. It used to be the first Marriott hotel in India for many years. It was the franchise Marriott. And it is also one of those iconic hotels which has been there for many years, right?
Right.
An opportunity for you to lead that along with the other hotels in your portfolio, right? It must be very exciting. And I was there recently, and I was thinking, why is this franchise? Why aren't we rolling it, right? But it is a very, very nice hotel, great location. Now, Welcome Hotels emphasize regional diversity. Okay. How do you bring an entrepreneurial spirit to managing properties across north of India?
Thank you, Arun. Thank you, Bhuvanesh. Once again, it's always great to be back to the GM show of BW Hotelier, and I think it's a great opportunity for all of us to be here and talk about our insight on this very, very exciting topic. If you talk about entrepreneurship is and the portfolio what I'm managing currently is, it goes hand in hand. So I have close to 15 hotels which is operating, and we have another 4 to 5 hotels which is planned to open in 2025. So I'll be managing close to 20 hotels by end of the calendar year 25. And every hotel, of course, has a partner with whom we work with. And it's so important for all of us as an ITC Hotels Limited, so to work along with the partner on day-to-day basis. And, ensuring that, the asset, which, of course, they have given to us to manage is run well, and how do we deal with them? It's all about giving the right return, what I feel.
Yeah,
Whether it is, if we are managing an asset for a partner, it's all about giving the right return. Talking about the right GOP, the profitability, what of course every partner, every owner is looking for today, and I'm sure every hotel chain who's managing hotel will understand. So I think it's all of us need to be have the same mindset when we are running the hotel, and we all have to think as an owner when we are managing these assets of theirs. I think that's very, very important. That thought process is very important. And I'll just like to give an example that, as I said, with all our managed hotel, we target, I would say a cash positive from first month. And I'll give an example. We just opened a hotel in Jabalpur in MP last month, and the first month revenue, okay, superseded all our forecast and budget, and we gave over
sure, sure,
60%
sure.
GOP. So it was a GOP over 60% in the first month of operation. And that's what the entrepreneurship is all about when we are managing a hotel for a partner or owner. So it's very important for all of us to think like that.
No, it is really important. The one thing you said, which I really liked, is you need to think like the owner. If it's your money, would you do that? If it's
Right.
your money, would you do it more efficiently, or will you be spending more money? And that's the real answer to this question,
So
right?
you manage the hotel as if it's your
Yeah,
own hotel rather than a
absolutely.
partner hotel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is very critical. Look, Amit, I think you kind of explained that very well. And as I travel across to open many hotels in all the secondary markets, I stay in many welcome hotels. Also because you're partners with us, so we
Right.
stay there. But also sometimes that's the only hotel in that location, right? So you're also expanding quite aggressively. So all the very, very best with that. Okay.
Thank you, Arun.
And let's speak to Rajat. Amongst all of these people, I think Rajat, I've had some interaction with you, and I know
Yes,
you because you're in Gurgaon. And
we are
this
kind
is,
of neighbors.
sorry.
Actually, we're kind of neighbors. The office is pretty close to the hotel.
I know, you're very close to my office, and we stop by, and when we know this hotel for a while. So look, with DoubleTree's unique positioning, right? It's a brand which is very well known worldwide, and definitely in the NCR market. When you open in Gurgaon, I think it was really well received. It is still well received. It's a good hotel, does very well.
Thank
How do you
you.
foster a culture of entrepreneurial thinking in your team?
Well, Mr. Kumar, when you say entrepreneurship, for me as a person, as a GM, there are two critical things which I feel are really important fostering this entrepreneurial behavior. One, risk taking. Two, innovation. Mark Zuckerberg, he has a favorite quote which said, the biggest risk is not taking a risk. And the best thing is, this generation, the new generation, what we are living in, we call Gen Z. They're not like old timers like us. They're not the ones who play safe. They love taking risk. They love innovating. And in fact, we all know to get work done and work with these people, you have to give them a few leeways. So, yeah, to answer to my question, there are a few strategies which I kind of work with in my hotel. To drive and foster this entrepreneurial thinking. First and foremost, encourage autonomy, give them self-sufficient, empower making decisions. Don't be behind them. Sometimes you have to allow your team to do calculative risk, and to take that risk you have to give them few resources, train them accordingly. so that they stand by you. You don't have to be a GM who's perpetually behind running the show, right? We need to foster a growth mindset. And how you do it, you emphasize on learning. You teach them, encourage experimentation, tell them learning from failure. It's good to fail sometimes. Once you behave like that with your team, that's where they stand behind you and they deliver. And once they deliver, celebrate their progress. Reward, recognize, equally important. Again, like I said, going back with Gen Z, the first thing is what's in there for me. And if there is nothing in there for them, and if you are utilizing their ideas and brain, reward and recognize with them, right? Another important point, like I said, innovation. Now, innovation, a lot of our departments in hotel are very mundane, be it front office or housekeeping. Now, how do you come up with something new? For me, I have cross-functional teams. Once in a month, we have something called a care committee in our hotel as a DoubleTree standard, right? Where the people are amongst from various departments. So we kind of run through ideas with the various departments. If an X department is facing an issue, maybe a housekeeping has a brilliant idea about it, right? So have an open conversation with the team.
Sure.
And lastly, lead by example, right? When I said taking risk, I don't think most of the panelists here know. And as Mr. Kumar was saying, there was a time when most of the general managers was F&B background, right? In my case, my black coat used to be a white coat 15 years back. I've been an exec chef for almost half my career. And here I am, third hotel as general manager, last 10 years as general manager. And I think it was a big risk. There are hardly any chefs who move up to the different role. So, right? So I kind of talk to my team and they look up to me and I feel proud, when they say that somebody has grown to this level. So yes, nut and short, taking risk and innovation is the key to drive the entrepreneurial mindset.
Thank you, Rajat. I think you kind of got both entrepreneurship and innovation together, and you kind of encourage your team members to come up with ideas, which can be a solution for various things. So that's really nice of you. Thank you very much for putting that together so nicely.
Arun, I'll take a short 30-second commercial break. We're at the halfway stage. Yeah, so we'll just...
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Diversey. Arun, my next question to you, with your permission, is a question which will resonate not just with all the speakers here today, but with the industry at large. And it's extremely important that we address this, and nobody better than you to speak on it. Tell me, hospitality is today at a crossroads, and we need to balance operational excellence with employee well-being. It's a high-pressure job, but it's an extremely enjoyable career. It's a great industry to work with. If you can explore policies and initiatives for managing work-life balance in an industry known for long hours, and some practical examples of hotels implementing mental wellness programs. I want, now between us, we've got 19 minutes for the show to go. So we've got to keep our answers crisp and short.
Look, there's so many initiatives many companies come up with, including work from home, balancing the workloads between different players and different sections of the company. But I'll tell you, one of the things that after many years of living overseas, when I come back and see many of our industry colleagues and peers have the same discussion and say, what are we going to do, right? But what we really need to do is to, one, get a concept of on time, which is you come to work, you swipe in and you swipe out, right? And if you're required to stay more, you have to get paid. Now, after a lot of discussion, after many years, we have done it across all our hotels. We pay overtime in all our hotels, which is not very normal to kind of do this in a hotel scenario because of many reasons. Like you mentioned, for many years, it was known as you check in, but you never check out, right? And you never really know what time you can go home when you come in, right? But all those things have changed. I think there is a lot of focus on that for companies to come into this and change this, right? Now, another example of how practically we can do mental wellness is something that we have a lot of work to do. Okay. We have now reached a stage where we're saying, okay, fine, let's send people home on time or pay them, right? But the pressures of running a business sometimes also is different, whether it's your own outlet or your own department. And I think we have a lot of work to do. Now, what can we do? There's many simple things. Have everybody go through a health checkup regularly, to get a meditation yoga session, which runs across. Anybody who wants, has time, can go and join it. There are many ways of doing it. We do this in many different hotels, but we have a lot more work to be done in that. And that's something that we, as a company, will look at it very closely this year in India. Though globally, we have started this a couple of years ago, but we need to do more wellness clinics and get people in the hotel to join and give their input on how can we get better as an industry. We don't spend enough time on that. I think that's where we need to do this, Bhuvanesh.
I agree. The other thing is touch, feel, and empathy.
Yes.
I think we need to talk to them. We need to ask them what's going on in your life. How is it with your parents, with your wife, with your children, and all the people who are dependent upon you, and how are you unstressing or de-stressing yourself? Right.
I mean, look, it is absolutely critical. I think you're very right. So we have more work to be done.
We have a lot of work. All right, great. So let me hand the show back to you.
So let's quickly go back to Pradyumna. Look, you're looking at your background is great. The green and the Taj Palace shining in between the forest is beautiful. Let's talk to you about sustainability, because you're set in a place which is so green, then you have no choice. So in what ways are you integrating sustainability and local culture into your hotel's leadership strategy?
So sustainability, I think, and we at Taj we call it IHCL called Pathya. So overall IHCL and being a data company, sustainability is our core values in the system. We are the pioneer wherein a lot of initiatives were taken, but Pathya, have the bouquet of initiatives which very diverse to different segments, wherein promoting social responsibility, preventing heritage, taking over responsibility, local cultures and all. At Taj Palace, probably as IHCL core values are there, the similar way we also have wherein sustainability and local culture, what you have asked. Sustainability, we have a certain format which is being followed to support the core values of Pathya, what we have. Integrating with the local cultures, what we have, we are supporting. If you talk about the Railway Museum, we have adopted the Railway Museum, and this is around 4 or 5 years back. We adopted the Railway Museum, which was in whatever the state it was. Today it is maintained, and a certain part of this is maintained by Taj Palace. We promote Railway Museum to our own guests also, and a lot of activity happen around it. If you come to Taj Palace, there's a wall where the art, wax art or a candle making art is there, and we promote that. In the lobby, we have a pianist which is visually impaired. There are 2 artists. If you see on our Instagram page also, they're there, and they're being selected by Doordarshan on this national-wide platform. And that we picked up from their house, they perform in our hotel, and we send them back with our own, private vehicles and all. We have energized meetings wherein we sell this to our customer and educate them. green meetings, energized meeting formats what we have, and which is being loved by the people. That there's a different approach of business also. So apart from educating our own people, we're educating customers also.
Okay.
And that's why and at the same time, it is there, it's everywhere, the way we operate and day in, day out. And we're educating world around it. So that's the initiative what we have as a IHCL Taj Palace.
Thank you, Pradyum. The Railway Museum, I thought that was a really cool thing to do. And I think credit to you guys. You have done a very good job with that. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's go to Rohit. Rohit, you have to make a lot of decisions. You have a lot of things going on. And what role does data-driven decision-making play in your strategy? And how do you use that data-driven decision-making to elevate the guest experience?
So, Mr. Kumar, as far as the data-driven strategies are concerned, we are very clear, and these strategies are very clear with us in terms of our guest and in terms of the organizational growth also.
Yeah.
So obviously the growth comes through our guests, and so it's a very lethal combination if you ask me in particular. So we have many points wherein we decide on the customer preferences. The old saying is this, like in our industry, that if you know who your guests are and what is their paying capacity and how much advance they book with you. So we have tools, we have insights in terms of maintaining a very healthy guest history, maintaining a very healthy database in terms of which part of the year they are going to come to us. So we preempt their needs, we preempt their the arrival months, and successfully able to create a loyalty by preempting their travel, which I found it very interesting that at times people feel that how do you know that we are going to come to Delhi? So that is something which we have been doing it from past many years.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, sir, just to give you an example, we are very close to Bharat Mandapam.
Sure,
and
sure.
The people who come for, say, mobility show, which is right now going on, and earlier we call it Auto Expo. So we know that these people are going to come for Auto Expo. So we create different packages for them. We tell them that this is only for you, and we're able to leverage their preferences as well as the organizational needs also.
Look, you're very lucky. You're right next to Bharat Mandapam. You have all the data from there on who's coming, right? So,
That's right.
which is great. So you can actually sell it to the target audience. So very nice, Rohit. Congratulations to you and all the very best to the hotel. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kumar.
Abhimanyu, let's go back to you. We keep talking. You're a very luxury. You're like understated luxury, but a standalone luxury. How do you manage without a loyalty program when all players who run luxury business have a loyalty program? And what does loyalty mean for a customer who comes to the Lodhi? Because traditionally, it's a given that there would be a loyalty program, but your hotel is still running without it. So what do you think?
Personally, I believe that guest loyalty is underrated. It's extremely important, but these loyalty programs are overrated. I mean, I know so many people who at the drop of the hat, and I know I'm speaking to somebody from Marriott, but I know so many people.
Hey, we run the largest loyalty program in the world. So thank you very much, man. I love you too.
But I'll tell you, I know so many people, so many of my friends who would let go of the branded hotel or the airline, or who are not very happy, but are stuck to them because of the loyalty program. The loyalty program. So what is loyalty? Loyalty programs basically are giving something without expecting anything in return, isn't it? But we've consciously ensured that we haven't got onto the rut of the loyalty programs. I think the loyalty programs are about essentially guest retention and repeat clientele programs, right? You get points. What is it that you get? You get points, you get recognition, you get certain benefits, rate discounts. What we've tried to do at the Lodhi, and we understand very well that we are catering to a very niche segment. We are not trying to give everything to everyone. What we try to do is we pull out the crux of the loyalty program. So we are, for example, very, very high on recognition and personalization. We do not give rate discounts, but we have the highest ARR in the city. Consequently, we maintain rate parity. And consequently, we have close to 40% of our clientele is repeat clientele. So in spite of not having a loyalty program, I think we have a very, very high, a fairly high repeat clientele program. And we don't take them for granted. We are on a cutthroat competition on a niche segment. So we constantly keep evolving, innovating, engaging with our guests. There's always something or the new happening at the hotel. And I think the results show we're doing pretty well.
Look,
without
whatever you're doing, it's working very well. Keep doing what you're doing, and this hotel is an icon in itself. So thank you very much. Okay. So let's quickly go to Rajat. Rajat, we had a little bit of a discussion on innovation when he spoke last time, and I just want to check quickly. How do you measure whether your ideas of innovation really worked in this? Gurgaon is a very competitive landscape. We run 4 hotels there, right around you. So how do you kind of know it's successful or not? Rajat, you're probably on mute.
Sorry, am I audible now?
Yes, you are.
Yes, I said, yeah, you rightly said Gurgaon, extremely super competitive market, and of course we compete with Marriott hotels. We have close by, and innovation, like I mentioned earlier. So yeah, measuring the success of innovative idea in a highly competitive market, I think there are 2-pronged strategy, which is extremely important, which is quantitative and qualitative. Right? Qualitative is purely, and as Mr. Khanna said, I'll keep it short and simple, is purely driven if you are implementing an idea, how well it is taken by the guest. We all in hotels have various parameters to track that, be it a Medallia or a guest satisfaction system. If something is implemented, the guest gives you a feedback. That's how you track it, qualitative. And quantitative is purely in terms of what revenue growth have you got, how much market share have you gained with that, and what's an ROI. So 2-pronged strategy. If you're implementing something, I think these 2 things will let you know whether it is successful or probably we have to change the track.
Excellent, excellent, Rajat. Thank you very much.
Very
And we now go to Amit. Last one, Amit. Bhuvanesh, give me
yes.
a minute. Amit, how has technology helped and played a role in your leadership approach?
Okay, so technology, I feel, is like an oxygen for all of us, isn't it? So as we need oxygen every day, I think technology is required every day in our day-to-day operations. That's what I feel, and the way we have evolved from the time, I think I won't be right, and I'm sure everybody will agree that technology has become an oxygen for the hotel. So whether it is high-end technology system for streamlining our operation, starting from front desk, reservation management, to even housekeeping, rooms, or to a guest satisfaction. Everything is on technology these days. So whatever we have in a hotel, of course, everything is more or less driven by technology. I'll give you a very simple example. What we do in ITC Hotel is we have a very great tool called CRM. It's a customer relationship management system where the entire sales, marketing, loyalty operation is netted so well in that platform where which is driven by technology, and also where the leads and all the queries are fed. The marketing is done through CRM. The operation guest preferences are there on CRM. So a guest who's checking in at Sheraton New Delhi, have a preference, the preference can be seen in ITC Grand Chola in Chennai. So that helps in operation, and plus loyalty. How do you ensure? Because along with our franchise Marriott loyalty, we also have our own club ITC loyalty, as you know,
Okay.
Arun. So, of course, how do you connect both the loyalty together with CRM? So the technology plays a very, very important role in
Sure,
our
sure,
data
sure.
operations. Yeah. So that's the
Thank
reason
you.
I think that it's oxygen today.
Thank you, Amit. Thank you so much. Bhuvanesh, over to you.
You've got a 2 short quiz.
Yes. So, look, I think this was all good discussion, entrepreneurship to leadership and technology and innovation and how do you connect it with the sustainability. Now, we have some really quick quiz. Okay.
Short
Now,
responses.
this is to all the GMs, right? All the panelists. What percentage of Delhi NCR's hotel inventory is in the luxury and upscale segment? This is a vast segment, right? So take a guess. And
Do we just have to answer? I think my answer would be about
Raise the
20 to
hand or
25%. Oh, we have to raise the hand. Sorry.
please raise
Oh,
your hand. We are still trying to get blend the technology here, so bear with us. Okay, Rajat, go ahead.
I think anything between 30 to 35%.
Okay, and Amit, what do you think?
around 25%.
25%. Okay, Abhimanyu, go for it.
of course, I would also stick to 20 to 25% in the luxury and the upmarket segment. Yes.
Okay, we missed Rohit and
And Pradyuman.
Between, sorry, I guess closer to early 30s, say 31, 32%.
okay, that's very nice. We
Pradyuman.
Pradyuman, I didn't
I think maybe 30, 35%.
30, 35%. I think everybody's taken that safe spot of the 30%-ish, right? And the answer to this is 40% and growing. Okay. And
So I'm the closest. 30.
Actually.
you are. I think everybody's taking that spot to see a little bit plus and minus. So that is really very nice. Look, also, again, now please raise your hand or click the button which says raise my hand, right? So what is the estimated year-on-year growth in the hospitality demand in NCR for last year? Okay, Abhimanyu, go ahead.
I'm going for 10%.
10%. Okay, that's a safe spot. Amit?
It's 8 to 9%. What was last year?
9%.
If I correct, but if you see for the next 3 years, it's close to 10 to 11%.
Excellent. Rajat?
I think this is last year, correct?
Yes, 24.
10 to 12%.
Okay. Who did we miss? We missed Pradyuman.
Closer to 9%.
9% Rohit. Okay.
I think 15%.
50.
15.
5.
15. Okay, finally, the last one gets it. Right?
Gets it.
It is 15% actually, right? And
You need to go back to your organization and up the numbers.
no, but look, it is true. And this is the demand.
No,
and
I guess because we've been growing at 11.5 to 12%.
Yeah,
So,
sure.
and
No, but
there
look,
is a demand. So I thought
yes,
it
there is
has
a
to be
demand.
higher than that. It
Yeah.
cannot be lower than 11, 12%.
It
There is
can't
a
be.
demand. So thank you very much. And Bhuvanesh, over to you.
So why don't you sum up, Arun?
Look, as a panel, I think we kind of spoke a little bit and we spoke technology, we spoke innovation, and I think it is great to chat with you. And more importantly, great to get to know all of you on this forum. I've not really met all of you, but it's great that Bhuvanesh always connects with people, right? Which is fantastic. look, I just want to thank everyone for such a nice discussion on this. To summarize, Pradyumna emphasized the importance of honoring his property's legacy, which blends well with the culture of the company, and they're really taking it to the next level. They're doing things. The Railway Museum is a fantastic example. So really, thank you very much. And Rohit, you spoke about how you get data, which is great. Now we know where to get data. But but I think your data-driven decision and how you balance your goals and give the freedom to people to run the business, I think is a great discussion. Abhimanyu, I know you're very excited about no loyalty and retention and average rate. I love the enthusiasm. Keep that going. And I think you've done a great job in positioning and getting that niche segment in your hotel. So congratulations on that.
Without a loyalty program.
Without
No, he said loyalty programs are overrated.
Yes,
I know. But look,
I think you both you Udaipur boys need to chat with each other.
over a drink separately, yes.
Yes.
Sure. And also, Amit, you said, look, the entrepreneurial mindset that you have is also very essential when you work with a region as diverse as the North, and also help the managers to understand that if it's their own hotel, what will they do? So that was a very interesting way of explaining it, and clubbing that with operational excellence and the CRM, which you beautifully explained. I think you have a winner there. So thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Rajat, chef, and then GM. So I think you've done very well in the way you're kind of evolved, and also your entrepreneurial thinking, and especially in working in a spot like that where you have a lot of competition. I think you have adapted well, and the way you explained that you give freedom to the team members to come up with innovative ideas to solve problems. So that was really very nicely structured. So thank you very much. No, it is a great conversation. I think we need to keep talking about this, especially the mental well-being part. And Bhuvanesh, you and I spoke about this on a little bit, and I think that's where, as an industry, we have a lot more work to do, right? And I will reach out to you and see how we can kind of partner on that as we move forward, right? And again, I want to thank all our speakers for sharing their experiences and being on this show, and Bhuvanesh for hosting the show as brilliantly as he always does. And he gets the best out of everybody with ideas which are thought-provoking. And I love this mental wellness aspect and how the industry can take this forward. So thank you very much.
Arun, we spoke about it yesterday. I think it's incumbent upon us as leaders that we hold our teams and colleagues together, because some may be able to handle situations better than the others. Inversely, the others may not be able to handle it as well as the others. So I think we need to keep our eyes and ears open. Who is stressed, who needs help, and go hold the hand. Having said that, on behalf of the 5 speakers here, let me start with Rohit, obviously the oldest, right? Then Rajat, Amit, Abhimanyu, and Pradyumna together, right? The 2 youngsters here. I think Arun has done a great job moderating this session. We would have been failing in our duty if we don't get such speakers, because such shows are not just watched live, the recordings are watched. And watched across hospitality schools, the IHMs, and the ones in the private sector. And each word that you speak is actually internalized and dissected in various programs. I have so many messages coming in from freshers on how this show has been watched. And let me tell you, you cannot even imagine the number of countries it is watched in. I could never imagine that. Yeah, so the reach is good. It gets circulated, my messages go, and then yes, the social media helps further. Having said that, Arun, you're a cool operator. If I was to say, in cricket and parlance, you're cool as Mahendra Ramanath was, but you do a damn good job of it, reaching out in your own manner, time it up well, and speak to each target speaker. And thank you so much for being there, for sharing your insights. And yes, a big thank you, not just to the speakers, to the entire audience of BW Hotelier. The very purpose of doing the show virtually is because we want to have a maximum reach and bring in general managers from every corner of the country, from every tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 town, right? And from not just the metros. So watch us. We have 2 shows a day, every Thursday and every Friday, 4 shows a week. And this will be the routine through January and February. And I can't but thank you all for being there, for enriching the platform, for sharing your views. Thank you so much, Rohit. I shall thank Arun at the last, Amit, Rajat, Pradyuman, Abhimanyu. Last 2 are not because of age. I treat them as the same. I guess they shall share more. And thank you so much, Arun. And thank you, Team BW. Don't switch off yet. Thank you, Diversey Video. We shall be back next Thursday, next Friday with 4 shows. We're going to various other parts of the city, not Delhi, not Mumbai. So thank you all. Thank you again. Namaste.
Thank you,
you.
Bhuvanesh.